Okay, good afternoon, guys. How are you? Greetings to all of you. I have a question out here that says, my Impala won't turn on. Let me give you some tips on why it won't start. This fuse that's burned out won't start. This fuse is from the plateau. These coils underneath, they bring what's called the ignition module. This ignition module brings 14 pins. I changed it, as you can see here. It brings 14 pins. These 14 pins obviously are 14 cables. There is one of them that is the black cable that is the ground. Verify that this black cable has the ground on. Remember that this car brings a ground here in the battery, here where the battery goes, and brings another ground in the box by the part of below, here where my hand goes, and brings another ground that goes stuck to the block of the engine. That is to say that it brings three grounds. You should check those three. Some of these wires sometimes break. At least here I have a broken wire, which is this yellow wire you see here. It is broken, so what did I do? As I say, you can do it calmly. I do this because I assemble and disassemble this card to give examples or things like that. One of these wires was broken. So what did I do? The wire was not broken. The wire was good, but the connector that connects the module to the computer, this connector was bad. That particular pin. How did I realize it? Because I started to measure from here the continuity of each cable, and it turns out that there was no continuity. So what did I do? I split it. I took the cable out of the connector and I put a direct wire from here. I imagine I grabbed this green one and put it with the other green one that's on the other side. So I'm skipping the connector. I'm not doing anything out of this world. I'm skipping the connector while I'm buying it new. That's one of the reasons why the Impala doesn't turn on. This module wiring that's coming in here, one of those wires or this connector is bad, or it's not passing current to this side. So what's going on? Like, find the one that's not passing any electricity and you do it. That's one side. That's the other side. This same module under this coil has two pins, and so where the coil enters, check and capture with an ohm meter amperage or voltage of those that sell cheap that usually cost $10. Check that all measurements, of course, with the car off and the ignition passed, give the same measurements. If it gives them, is that the module is good. If there is no spark, then the module is good, and one of the coils is bad. That would be the second reason why it should turn on, because very rarely the six of them are damaged. And even if there were only two good ones, it will turn on. With failures, but it would. If there were four bad ones, it will not turn on with two pistons. And well, perfect. It will be that on that side. Check this valve jack. This is the one that gives the graduation to the oxygen that enters the chamber. If this valve is stuck, it is bad. It is too closed, too open, or does not turn on, or a nuisance to turn on that does not turn on. Check that there is not a wire stripped or sticking to some iron. That on one side. Check that there is pressure in the gasoline and that the wires are well connected. They go like this. This is the sequence. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. Okay, there is another way to know what is happening. They say, well, I have a gas pressure. That's fine. If they want to take out the flute has one. Where the pressure valve is, it has another one. And on this side, it has two. They take out those four screws, pull that one up. put a white sheet under the injector and turn it on. Just to make it start, obviously it will not start, but with this way they can see if the six injectors are injecting gasoline or if there's is one that is open or if there is one that is firing. Then they can see if the six injectors are firing. That would be another reason why it could not be starting. If the MAF is bad, it should start with failures, but it should start. Okay, another reason why the Impala 2003.8 won't start is because this sensor here, not this sensor, um, this wire here may be burned. If it is, it doesn't give anything. It just goes tuck, and that's it. And well, I have another video where it says where it is blocked. There are other reasons why it does not turn on, but they are more of carelessness than really for something that is happening in the car. Otherwise, it has to turn on. If it is too complicated to start, then turn the ignition to the on position and come to the front of the Impala again. And from the direct starter, you are going to take out, in case it does not start or give anything, you are going to take out a wire. There is a wire that goes to the starter that comes from the ignition cylinder, which is the one that gives the contact. You are going to remove that cable and attach it to the positive with the ignition on. And it has to start because it does. If it does not start, it is because it is bad. Then they lower it and test it outside. But it starts. That is to say, the car has to start. The other thing why the car could not be starting is that the sensor that there is behind the crankshaft, the one you see there, is the crankshaft sensor. If it is completely bad or is detached, check that because sometimes you do something in the engine and it turns out that it's badly connected and so we will never start. Check that this sensor is well connected. And there is another sensor on the other side of the cam, which is the camshaft position sensor, which is also disconnecting. It does not start. And well, I do not know what else to tell you. Please give me a like on the video. You could help me that way. Subscribe to continue making videos, and so we all help each other. If you have a solution at some point in the Impala, pass me the video, please. I could upload it, and so we all give us a hand. I hope it helps. Okay, good afternoon, guys. How are you? Greetings to all.